For more than a century, each November 11th, New Yorkers have come together on Fifth Avenue to honor our nation's veterans. Under the United War Veterans Council, the parade has grown into the largest Veterans Day event in the country, a world-class commemoration that salutes and spotlights America's heroes. Today's celebration marks the 250th anniversaries of the U.S. Army, U.S. Marine Corps, and U.S. Navy, all born during the American Revolution. In recognition of this historic milestone, the parade spotlights Grand Marshals from each of the honored branches. Medal of Honor recipient and former Army Staff Sergeant Clinton Romachet, former CEO of U.S. Vets and a Marine Corps veteran of Vietnam, Stephen Peck, and record-breaking NASA astronaut and U.S. Navy veteran, Sunita Williams. Join us as ABC7 salutes these courageous Americans and all who have served and sacrificed for our nation at the 106th New York City Veterans Day Parade. And welcome to Fifth Avenue, everyone, in Manhattan's historic Flatiron District. What an absolute thrill to be here with you today, honoring our veterans live on ABC7 New York. I'm Joe Torres. And I'm Stephanie Ramos. As an ABC News correspondent and U.S. Army Reserve officer commissioned right here in New York City at Fordham University, it is an honor to be hosting today's broadcast. And such an honor to be sitting next to you, but I think you forgot something. You want to alert everyone, listen to this. Congratulations are in order because... Thank you very much, Joe. I was just recently promoted to Lieutenant Colonel in the Army Reserve. It is an honor to be here with you. Thank you so much. That's fabulous. It's a 3-year-long process. It's wonderful. I can't thank my family and friends enough for their support. But it's great to be with you, Joe. Oh, this is so fabulous, and thank you. I think that's a word we'll be saying quite a bit today. Thank you. Much gratitude on a day like today. To start our Veterans Day commemoration, singing the national anthem, we welcome Josette D'Ambrosi, Nicole Spano, Linnell Johnson. They are the Downtown Dames.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And that's how you kick off a celebration. What a delightful rendition of our national anthem. The Downtown Danes, by the way,
Thank
they
you so
originated
much.
as a USO
And
troop.
as it
They've been performing
indicates,
for
as
our
the mayor of the
service
city of
members
New
ever
York, I'm
since.
proud
And you
to
can
be
probably
here with
hear
our veterans.
New York
In the
City Mayor
background.
Eric
And as the
Adams in the
word
background
states,
kicking off this
the
parade.
rocket's
And also
red
the parade
glare
grand marshals as well.
A
Let's
bomb
listen in.
burst in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Those bombs could be physical bombs or structures like what happened on September 2001 and 9/11. It can be bombs of uncertainty, economic devastation. It could be bombs of change. But one thing is for sure, our flag is still here. And our flag is here because of the men and women of our armed services. They dedicate their lives and they water the tree of freedom that we all sit under and appreciate. And I want to thank Commissioner Hendon, who's formerly a military service, took over the reins of the Department of Veterans Services. Say to our vets, you belong here. If you can fight the battles on distant shores, you can come back to your homeland and be part of the prosperity of this great country called America. There is no place like America. No one is lining our borders to leave America. They line the borders to come in because this is the greatest country on the globe. And God bless New York, God bless America, God bless our vets, our grand marshals. Fifth Avenue is yours. Enjoy the day. Thank you very much.
You just heard the fanfare played by the Doughboy Foundation's American Expeditionary Forces Headquarters Band. The band is comprised of premier performers, many of whom are active duty military and veterans.
The original AEF Headquarters Band marched in New York City's official World War I Victory Parade, led by General Pershing in 1919, and the Doughboy Foundation remains the official steward of the National World War I Memorial in Washington, D.C. And there you see the flag. You're going to see many flags today.
Oh yes, that is the Ground Zero Volunteers flag. This is their 20th year of participating in the parade. And for those New Yorkers who have watched the parade year after year, it may look very familiar. It is gorgeous, just making its way down Fifth Avenue here on East 27th Street.
It is a big flag, and if you're wondering how much it weighs, how about this? 92 pounds.
Hefty.
The flag measures 60 by 30. Yeah, hefty to say the least. That is just fantastic. It's good to see Old Glory to start the parade here on Fifth Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the New York City Veterans Day Parade.
Today's parade would not be
2025.
possible without the dedicated efforts of the United War Veterans Council. The council works tirelessly all year long to support our veterans and produce this inspiring event.
And it's no small feat, with nearly 300 elements and close to 20,000 marchers representing the mosaic of the veteran community.
No small feat at all. There are about 150 vehicles heading up New York City's iconic Fifth Avenue, making this America's most patriotic mile.
And making today even more special, as America prepares to celebrate 250 years of independence this coming year, we remember this independence was made possible by the men and women who fought and won the Revolutionary War.
Today we celebrate those very first U.S. veterans by honoring the three branches of the military under which they fought: the Army, the Marine Corps, and the Navy.
So you just saw New York City BOSSA. BOSSA partners with the New York City Housing Authority, Department of Small Business Services, and the Department of Veteran Services to run a business pitch competition for residents of public housing and veterans. Their 2025 veteran grant winners are marching today. And there you'll see New York City Mayor Eric Adams making his way down Fifth Avenue.
What nice words from the mayor to sort of start off our celebration here on Fifth Avenue in New York City. If everyone looks bundled up, it's a bit chilly. Take a look at the flags there. The wind is blowing, but my, that's not going to get in the way of what's going to be a joyous celebration for the next few hours here on Channel 7 in New York City.
Absolutely. And you're taking a look at the New York Police Department police band. The police band that serves under the New York City Police Department, of course, currently has about 70 members. You see them there lined up. The band is part of the NYPD ceremonial unit. We will see them in just a moment. But first, we're going to meet our two other co-hosts.
Yeah, we've got so much in store for the parade today, covering much of the action out on Fifth Avenue. Two more members of our team, Stefan Kim and Elise Zwick. Stefan, we'll start with you. Good to see you.
Good afternoon, Joe and Lieutenant Colonel. It is so great to be out here with you guys.
At ease, soldier.
I'm confused now, right? Look, what I am most thankful for on this day is that Joe and Lieutenant Colonel get to be up there with space heaters blasting because, you know, I was an NCO in the Army Reserve, and us NCOs, what we care about the most is that our officers are toasty. Isn't that right, at least?
That's right, Stefan.
I'm going to get you that one.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and listen in to our police band right now, and we'll chat with you in just a bit. Let's listen in.
And we're back live with our coverage here on Fifth Avenue. Elise, let's get back to you. They cut you off there, the band.
No problem. Upstage by the band, I'll take it, because today is all about our veterans and celebrating service. Happy Veterans Day, everyone. I'm Elise Zwick, veterans advocate and spokesperson for the United War Veterans Council. My 17th year with the parade, and it is so exciting and special. Last year was the only year I've ever missed because I was on maternity leave, but I am honored to be back here. My grandfather was with me, World War II veteran. He inspired my volunteer work with the organization, and it is just my pleasure to be here, of course, always supporting the New York City veterans community. It is my passion, it is my heart, and I salute all of you that I'm working with, Lieutenant Colonel, as well as my battle buddy, Stefan, and of course, Joe, you too.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to be here, and you are a veteran yourself, having covering this event for so many years, Elise. Good to be with you once again.
It is so great to be with them. And Stefan, I will let you know the heat blasters aren't blasting just
For the
yet.
record, my friend. Yes.
We're down and dirty with you.
It's so hot up there. I almost feel bad for you.
We want to make sure, Stefan, that by turning on the heat, we don't knock out our coverage. So,
That's right.
So for the moment, the heat is on hold.
Yes. All right, guys, we will be right back in just a moment. There is so much more ahead here on WABC New York City Veterans Day Parade, including appearances by the Exit 12 Dance Company and NYPD Detective Makia Brown performing God Bless America.
Stay with us. We're on 5th Avenue in New York City for the most patriotic day on the calendar. We're coming right back.
Welcome back to the New York City Veterans Day Parade. If you are out posting on social media, tag us by using the hashtag New York City Vets Day. That's NYC Vets Day.
Yes, take some pictures, post them for sure. There you see the hashtag and the organization at the bottom, nycvetsday.org. Today's parade would not be possible without the support of our extraordinary sponsors, including longtime partner J.P. Morgan Chase. The company's efforts on behalf of veterans extend well beyond Veterans Day.
Yeah, and all year long, their initiatives significantly impact veterans' lives. And it is our pleasure to once again welcome Managing Director and Global Head of Military and Veterans Affairs at J.P. Morgan Chase, Mark Elliott, who is joining us up here. Great to see you, sir.
Likewise.
Thanks for being here. J.P. Morgan Chase has quite a history of supporting veterans. Tell us about that.
Well, it actually goes back beyond World War I, but more recently, over the last maybe 15 years, we've just been doing things around supporting our veterans by giving them jobs, creating opportunities for them, helping their families. It's about community and how do you do that. But we've also been part of the parade for 11 consecutive years, so we're excited about that. We think it's an honor to be part of this community and to support them.
I know you go out of your way, Mark, to make sure that for those veterans who are transferring back into civilian life, that J.P. Morgan Chase does a yeoman's effort to try and make that transition a little easier. Can you provide us some of those details?
Yeah, it's about that community that I just mentioned, and how do we help them integrate back into that community? How do we give them, careers? How do we help their spouses have careers?
Sure.
But how do we create more of an opportunity for them to be successful, whether it's small businesses or anything that they want to get into? We want to be part of that journey, but we want to be, a good corporate citizen to that community.
Can you give us some specifics? What are some examples? Some of the things.
Some of the things that we do the Veterans Job Mission, which is a coalition of veteran companies, about 315. And this year we celebrated 1 million hires of veterans across all of those companies. So we're excited about that. But we also do things about those military spouses, because I believe they're the secret sauce to this community. If we can keep them employed and if we can create opportunities for them, then our service members have an opportunity to serve maybe even longer. So those are just some of those things that we do inside the company. But we do that with our partner companies as well as some of those nonprofits.
And it's so important to recognize those military spouses, because like you said, they are the secret sauce. They're supporting their spouse as they venture out into the civilian world after spending many years in the military. And what many people may not know, and employers especially, that a lot of those military skills do translate to the civilian world. So it's wonderful that you at JP Morgan Chase are doing what you can. Where can people learn more if they're sitting at home watching and they're interested in a career at JP Morgan Chase?
If you're sitting at home, go to jpmorganchase.com/veterans, and you can find out everything you need to find out. But before I go, I want to give the two of you your Chase Veterans coin.
He comes bearing gifts. We love these kinds of guests.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Fantastic.
Salute to service.
Salute to service.
Thank you very much for your service.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Great day. Thanks so much for having you. JP Morgan Chase, a big sponsor of all that's happening today. Taking a look back out on 5th Avenue there. What a glorious day. We had a little sunshine earlier. We'll take a little bit more. Hopefully that's in store. But the wind was blowing, but not getting in the way of the joyous celebration that we have here in Manhattan. We saw the fire trucks of the Fire Department of New York City go by. They're always a big part of the parade here. Buses, trucks, first responders. The department advances public safety through its fire prevention, investigation, and education programs. We're going to see a lot of motorcycles today, too.
Oh, yeah, there they are, making their way across the red carpet there.
Oh, yeah.
We've heard some pipes, too, right? You heard the pipes and drums. That was the FDNY Emerald Society pipes and drums. Oh, those bikes are roaring. You want to take a moment so you can just take a listen. We've got a lot of the motorcycles are making their way here on 5th Avenue.
Yeah, true reckoning out of New York City. They're right beside
we also want to take a moment to recognize JROTC groups from across the New York tri-state area. You're seeing them there right now. Some troops that are coming in, some cadets that are coming in from Virginia as well. They are marching up 5th Avenue. Also escorting the parade were veteran motorcycle groups. You heard them just a few moments ago, including the NAM Knights, Rolling Thunder, VFW Riders, Punishers, Vietnam Vet Riders, and Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association.
There you go. There's the road captain. Stay with us. We've got so much more coverage here from Manhattan for the New York City Veterans Day Parade. We're just getting started, so stick around. We're coming right back. Welcome back to New York City and our coverage of the 106th New York City Veterans Day Parade here on 5th Avenue in Manhattan. What a spectacular day it is. And today's broadcast is being presented on numerous ABC7 platforms, including our TikTok live stream at ABC7NY. And then there's someone with Elise right now.
Yes, we've got Johnny Viva La Vargas. He's a TikTok creator and active duty service member. Elise.
Hey guys, yep, just like you were saying, TikTok all the rage, and social media, of course. I'm with Johnny Vargas, who is an active duty service member, but of course a superstar in social media. Tell us about your mission and how this all started.
Yeah, like you said, I'm an active duty service member right now, Army, about 13 years, so go Army. You know, I use social media to spread messages, to advocate for soldiers, their families, veterans and their families, because their voices are kind of small online. And I feel like every voice matters, and I want to elevate their voices and their message.
And what are some of the biggest issues that you seem to focus on to make sure that active duty members as well as veterans know what services there are for them?
And unfortunately, there's a lot of issues and struggles that people don't see on the outside with housing, with food, with different services that might not be available on different installations. The military and the DoD, they are doing what they can to support those things, and I just kind of push the envelope just a little more, just to squeeze a little extra out of them.
And how do you encourage people to engage with you online and getting back with them with your comments and DMs, if you will?
Yeah, you know, I see almost everything, and I have a team of people that helps me see those things. And you know, it might not be immediately, but I do see messages, and I work very closely with the Secretary of Veterans Affairs, with the SVA, Jared Lyon, the Student Veterans of America, Bob Woodruff Foundation, AWP, with TikTok, their Veterans Voices initiative. So I have a lot of different connections, and I can plug in these people and get them the help that they need, and Team Rubicon as well.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for all that you do and for being here with us, and of course for your service. We know you're going to be getting a lot of stuff and content throughout the day, and we'll chat in a little bit at the end of the parade.
Yes.
Thank you. Happy Veterans Day to you too. Guys, back to you.
Elise, thank you. And it's so important to reach the youth where they are, and so many youth are on social media. So what Johnny's doing, critically important when you're reaching out to the young people of America. ABC7NY is your place to continue watching. If you want to stream our coverage there, we've got a TikTok stream as well. So wherever you are on your computer, you can tell Grandma and Grandpa, if they're watching in Florida or in Puerto Rico or wherever they might be, they can tune into our coverage of the parade.
Absolutely, anywhere around the country and world. All right, guys, we will be right back. Welcome back to the New York City Veterans Day Parade. Right now, you're taking a look at one of our 3 Grand Marshals. He's right there on the red carpet,
Yes.
a former Army Staff Sergeant and Medal of Honor recipient. And we have another Grand Marshal that's joining us right here at the booth.
Yes, 250 years ago, yesterday, the United States Marine Corps was born.
And to mark this historic anniversary, we welcome the first of our 3 Grand Marshals, a U.S. Marine Corps veteran of Vietnam and former CEO of U.S. Vets, Stephen Peck. Thank you so much for joining us up here.
My pleasure.
The few of the proud, good to have you, sir, and thank you
You bet.
for your service.
Absolutely.
What a great day, right?
No, it's fantastic. There's not a parade like this in the country. I'm from Los Angeles. We've tried to do something like this, but this is the top.
And you grew up in a Hollywood household, right?
I
And
did.
then you joined the military. How did that shape your life?
I was drafted, so I decided rather than being a private in the Army, I would join the Marine Corps as an
Okay.
officer. Went to Vietnam, fortunately came back in one piece, and thought I would just leave that behind me. But it's not an experience that you forget, and ultimately it led me to serving homeless veterans.
That is fantastic. Honor, courage, commitment. Do I have it right? That's the core values of the United States Marine Corps.
We have many core values, but those are some of them, yes.
But are so those core values still part of who you are?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. When I started providing services for homeless veterans, it felt so natural. I was wondering why I hadn't done this all my life. I didn't start doing this until I was in my 40s.
Wow.
I had another career before that, and as soon as I began serving homeless veterans, I thought this is where I need to be. This is where I was supposed to be all my life.
That was the path for you. And your
Yeah.
son, Ethan Peck,
Yes.
an actor,
Yes.
he has a message for us. Is that right?
He does. He does.
All right, let's take a
take a
listen
look.
to what Ethan has to say.
Hello, Father. It's your son, Ethan Peck, and Mr. Spock. I just wanted to congratulate you on all that you've accomplished in your amazing career. You inspire me so much, and I'm so proud of you. I love you.
Straight from the heart.
Yeah.
From
Oh, that is so
from
neat.
son to dad. That's
Yeah.
touching, isn't it?
It is very, yeah.
Even with those ears, for sure.
You with the ears.
I mean, you've done so much for the housing program. The housing program that you created for homeless veterans.
Yes.
And it's still working today. You're still helping today.
It is. We grew fourfold while I was CEO. And fortunately, I was able to pass it on to another Marine. Our COO, Daryl Vincent, is now leading the company, and we are serving about 5,000 veterans every year. So the mission continues. We continue to evolve. Depending upon what we see in the population, we continually listen to them. So housing, counseling, employment assistance, and homeless prevention. We would like to prevent people from becoming homeless in the first place. So we've launched a number of homeless prevention centers around the country.
Yeah, that help is certainly needed and
Yep.
appreciated.
Stephen, this is the biggest parade that we have here in the United States, but there are many Veterans Day parades and celebrations that are going on today. I think I know the answer, but I'll ask you anyway. Can you share with us the importance of events like this, understanding the heartfelt gratitude that is expressed from a nation to its veterans?
Yeah, I think it is really important that people continually remember the sacrifice that veterans have made. And this certainly makes a big statement here in New York. And the reason I serve veterans is because I am a veteran. But I think a lot of people don't understand the price that veterans pay even after their service. So we're serving those veterans who have encountered difficulties for a variety of reasons, combat stress being one of them. And all communities, there are many organizations like ours in communities across the country. And if people want to help veterans, they should connect with those communities, understanding that veterans need service well after their service.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely right. And I mean, for so many veterans who serve for so many years, sometimes it can be difficult transitioning to civilian life. And to know that these programs exist and that your company there exists is tremendous. Thank you for all that you've done. Really appreciate it.
It's been an extraordinary career.
Oh, it's such an honor to have you
Certainly
here
has.
with us. And once again, thank you so much, Stephen. You can appreciate all the things that he said, for sure, in terms of reminding people that the values that we celebrate as Americans are on the shoulders and the sacrifices of people who served in the military.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely. There's so much sacrifice that goes into serving for so many years, and what he's done and what so many employers across the country continue to do to support veterans, whether they're transitioning from military life to civilian life, or just military spouses as well, and translating those skills. It is really, really important.
Yep, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of the press, which you and I can certainly appreciate and understand. We've got veterans to thank for those freedoms each and every day.
Absolutely. Let's continue watching the parade.
Yes.
We've got some groups that are walking by here on Fifth Avenue along the red carpet.
Everybody bundled up. You see lots of hats and scarves and a few gloves out there as well. It is a little bit chilly today, but if you can get through today, it's going to warm up as we move forward. But again, many, many people lining Fifth Avenue, paying recognition to the veterans as they make their way through the location here. This here, the United War Veterans Council, and it says it right there on their float, price of freedom. Freedom isn't free. That's for sure. And these are the New York Blinded Veterans and Blinded Veterans Association. They are part of this celebration here on Fifth Avenue as well. Army veterans there. Vietnam veteran. Is it a Vietnam? I couldn't make it out on his hat there.
Desert Storm.
Desert Storm. There we go, for sure.
I love how many people come out to this parade. No matter the weather, no matter the sunshine, no matter the chill, people show up, and veterans are so appreciative of that. Those who are currently serving, those who have served, to see a city come together and really celebrate them on this day.
Because I think, Stephanie, it really is public recognition for the sacrifices that so many veterans have made, again, for the freedoms that we enjoy. So it's perfect timing that this is the float that's going by as we're talking about that the price of freedom. Yes.
And you're seeing that go by right now. Blind and older veterans are riding on the Price of Freedom float. And we're also taking a look at the Salute to Purple Heart recipients, sponsored by JP Morgan Chase. Purple Heart recipients on that float right there.
And a reminder, the Purple Heart Medal is presented to service members who have been wounded or killed as a result of enemy action while serving in the U.S. military.
It's really a solemn distinction that recognizes a service member as someone who really sacrificed themselves or paid the ultimate price while in the line of duty. So it's really remarkable to see them there.
And again, our thanks to JP Morgan Chase, one of the big sponsors of the event today, and for sponsoring this float and this presentation as well. Purple Heart recipients here on Fifth Avenue in New York City. We're just getting started here with our coverage of the 106th Veterans Day Parade in New York City. We hope you're enjoying it. We're having a great time here. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
Welcome back, everyone, to the New York City Veterans Day Parade. I am Stephanie Ramos, joined by Torres.
Oh, such a pleasure to be here with you, Stephanie. This is so fantastic. I'm the rookie here. This is my first event for the parade, and so nice to sit next to a pro like you, for sure.
You're so kind.
I'm just going to ride your coattails. So you lead the way and I'll follow.
It's such a wonderful day here in New York City to see so many folks lining Fifth Avenue to see the parade. And you're taking a look at the group there from Fiserv. Now, Fiserv is a regular sponsor of the Veterans Day Parade and is committed to serving the military and veteran community through U.S. military and veterans engagement strategy called Fiserv Salutes. Fiserv provides the military community with career opportunities, education resources, and business solutions for veteran-owned businesses. All of that's so important.
Yes, Fiserv is a co-leader. It's a founding member of the Coalition for Veteran-Owned Business. That's a national initiative to support the success of businesses owned by veterans, service members, and military spouses, and there are many of those.
Fiserv has a $14 million partnership with the Institute for Veterans and Military Families at Syracuse University and also sponsors the Entrepreneurs Boot Camp for veterans with disabilities. What's important, Joe, to mention here is that all of these groups, a lot of veterans sometimes, a lot of folks that are in the military aren't aware that they exist.
They're out there, sure.
And that's why I love this parade. I love that we highlight all of these different groups and employers that have these resources available to veterans.
Yes, another big group that we want to tell you about, Salesforce. This is them going by right now, honored to sponsor in March in the New York City Veterans Day Parade. This is their 4th consecutive year of their participation, and this tradition reflects a deep and ongoing commitment to honoring the service, sacrifice, and leadership of military service members, veterans, and their families.
Salesforce, of course, believes veterans bring unique skills. They do.
They do, for sure.
Leadership and resilience that strengthen communities and workplaces, and especially even in our industry. It's so important to have people from different perspectives in the newsroom to tell the stories that are taking place around our city and around our country.
And I would add, to provide better understanding of the way the military operates and why this happens in this direction and this happens in that direction. So. Yeah, Salesforce, they're so fantastic. This is here, the AEF headquarters band. We heard them, the Doughboy Foundation, right at the very beginning of the parade. And they're so good, we thought you should hear them again. The Doughboy Foundation, they're the steward of the National World War I Memorial. It's the newest memorial in Washington, D.C., and represents the 4.7 million Americans who served and continue to serve.
Let's take a listen.
They sound fantastic. The Doughboy, their foundation supports programs, projects, activities that educate the public about America's participation in World War I. So it's always a good history lesson.
It sure is. And the band also recreates music heard from 1918 to 1919, very specific year, but puts you in that mode, takes you, kind of transports you back in time. And they wear, of course, reproductions of the Doughboy uniforms worn by musicians of the time with the insignia of the AEF headquarters on their left shoulder. You see that there, that insignia there, that patch, the blue, white, and red patch.
They stand out, don't they?
They sure do.
Oh, and they sound fantastic.
I always like seeing the replica uniforms from that time, from that period of time. Very neat. All right, our military members are not the only ones who serve and sacrifice their families. We've spoken about this. Their families stand behind them and enable them to carry out their missions. These Blue Star families play a vital role in ensuring the freedoms that we all enjoy.
All right, let's go back out to Sathan. He's got 2 women representing the Blue Star Mothers, an organization that embodies this spirit of service, if you will. Sathan?
That is right, Joe and Stephanie. I have some very special guests with us. As you can see, we have Andrea Nordquist, who is the president of the Military Blue Star Mothers New York 14, and Andrea Manfredonia. She is a Blue Star mother and a spouse. Let me start with this, Andrea, first, okay? You're a proud Air Force mom. Can you tell us about the Blue Star Mothers and what they do?
Blue Star mothers are mothers of sons and daughters that are either currently serving or have served in the military. And we honor the fallen, we help our veterans, we help our military families, and we also offer a shoulder of support for any time our mothers have a son or a daughter that's deployed. It can be a very tough time, and they need that support.
Thank you for all you do. And to this, Andrea, you are both a military spouse and a mother. What is it like being a two-time Blue Star family member?
Well, I'm very, very proud of my husband, first of all, who served as a submariner in the Navy, and of my son, Nicholas, in the Air Force. I'm very proud of them, and I'm proud of all the other members of our armed forces that serve. Thank you.
And Andrea, back to you. What are some of the most memorable experiences that show the impact that Blue Star mothers make on lives of veterans?
As mothers, we always try to fill the voids that we find. Like we just had a brunch for widows of veterans because they find that once a husband has passed away, they tend to be forgotten. So we had a brunch to honor them. We also adopted building CLC3 at the VA hospital in Northport, which is a geriatric psychiatric ward. These are gentlemen that really have many issues and don't have a lot of support, and we're there for them. So those are the kind of things that we do, besides parades and ceremonies. And we also work with a lot of other veteran groups, because when there's a large group, you can get a lot done. Our new thing now is it's called the Red Bow Initiative, where we're taking the red bows from wreaths across America from last year, and we're placing them on 18-inch Christmas trees and decorating them and giving them to veterans to help brighten their holidays this year.
Well, thank you guys all for everything that you do and for being here with us today. Back to you guys up there in the booth.
Stefan, thank you. You don't have to be named Andrea to be a Blue Star mom, by the way. I saw Carol was sitting there next to them. But thanks to them for all their sacrifice as well.
Yes, and right now you're taking a look at the United War Veterans Council Legacy and Education float with senior veterans there on that float. And we do want to mention that they mobilize organizations and the public to honor and serve veterans. They are out there reminding everyone about our veterans that oftentimes may feel forgotten.
A little chilly out there. You see the blankets taking care of our more senior veterans, shall we say. And each year we lose a few veterans and we remember them and we honor them, but we take care certainly of the veterans that are here participating in the parade and beyond.
Absolutely, and this means so much to them. I've spoken to so many senior veterans that just appreciate the parade and appreciate when someone stops them and says, thank you for your service.
For sure.
It never gets old.
Nope, and it's from the heart. Support for Blue Star families, what Stefan was talking about, that is an important part of the Walt Disney Company's recent announced Disney Celebrates America. That is a company-wide celebration commemorating the 250th anniversary of the United States, and beginning today with Veterans Day and then culminating on July 4th of next year on the weekend, Disney will feature special programming, storytelling, and experiences to celebrate the nation's remarkable journey and inspire patriotism in every generation.
And Good Morning America's already been planning for it. It's going to be a big weekend next year. 50 states in 50 weeks.
Yep,
that's what we've been doing there. It's going to be a great time. And throughout the celebration, Disney will, of course, continue its legacy of honoring U.S. military service members, veterans, and their families, a commitment that has been part of the company's story since its founding. And I do want to mention that Disney is expanding its long-standing relationship with Blue Star families through a $2.5 million donation to help strengthen military families across the country.
Disney and Blue Star families will also continue to create unique events, unique experiences, including a special celebration marking their 25th Blue Star Books event, which brings military families together through the joy of reading and play. What a fantastic initiative. Should be a special year for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be right back with more of the New York City Veterans Day Parade right here on WABC or online, ABC7 NY.
Welcome back to our coverage of the 106th New York City Veterans Day Parade here on 5th Avenue. What a joyous celebration it is.
It really is. 106. Can you believe it?
I know. Isn't that great?
It's been going strong for so many years.
More than a century. And what you're looking at now, one of the big sponsors of today's event, the good folks from T-Mobile. 2018 it was that T-Mobile unveiled an expansive company-wide initiative to hire 10,000 veterans and military spouses in a span of 5 years. And by the end of 2023, mission accomplished. That goal was achieved.
And T-Mobile is nationally recognized as a military-friendly employer and received the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Military Spouse Employer and Mentorship Award, and is an original signatory of the 4+1 commitment. That's a nationwide effort to tackle the unemployment rate among military spouses.
It doesn't end there. The T-Mobile Veterans and Allies Network is the employee resource group of more than 11,000 T-Mobile employee veterans and allies. How great is that?
And they have pretty good reception.
They have
That's
pretty
important.
good reception as well, which is critical.
You want your phone to work.
Yes. T-Mobile, they're partners with Hiring Our Heroes, which finds meaningful employment opportunities for service members, veterans, and spouses. That is critically important, especially for those veterans who are working their way back into civilian life.
Yeah, they're also partnering with Hiring Our Heroes. Really neat, just really neat the work that they do. It's so great to have them with us here.
All right, it is now our pleasure to introduce the first of two exceptional co-hosts joining us in the booth today.
We're gonna start with a combat veteran, one of today's honored branches, the U.S. Marine Corps, and he is President and Executive Director of the United War Veterans Council. Welcome, Mark Otto. I wanted to make sure we had everything straight there. Mark, it's so lovely to see you.
Oh, it's great to see you again. Thank you very much.
Semper Fi, sir.
Ooh, Semper Fi.
How about that? Yes,
I'll take it. I'll take it for today. All right. Just throw a little out there for the Army.
I went to airborne school at Benning. I got a little bit of Army in me.
A little bit of Army love. It's great. Well, what a wonderful day. I know you start planning for the Veterans Day Parade basically as soon as this is over.
Absolutely.
You're back to the drawing table.
Yep, we're planning next year, starting tomorrow. Yeah, it takes an entire year to plan the parade. You know, you think about the back end, we have marching units coming in from all across the U.S. and from around the world. So it's a lot of comms, you know, and
a big part of what happens out here, though, Mark, are the volunteers. Can you share with us the critical role that they play in making this happen?
Absolutely. When you hear, you know, United War Veterans Council, you think it's a big council. It's only a small handful of us. We're only able to do what we do because we have about 120 volunteers at least that come out every year. Many of them have been volunteering for 5, 10, 15 years. It's incredible.
And you come from a family of veterans, is that right? You've been influenced as a child to join the military and then to continue to serve in this military community. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. I'm actually 6th in my family. I'm the 6th native New Yorker in my family to serve, and we all went to war. So my great-great-uncle was in the New Yorker Division in World War I in France. And as you know, this parade route started with victory parades from World War I. So my great-great-uncle Charles's unit, the 27th Division, was one of the first units to actually march on the route.
Talk about a family of service.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic.
And Mark, you're a guest co-host, so we're going to stop interviewing you now, and we're going to talk about what's happening on 5th Avenue, but you can't go anywhere.
That's right.
You're stuck with us for the next hour or so. So we want to take a look at what's passing us by.
There we go.
The Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 126, a sponsor. They're based right here in Manhattan, New York City veterans since 1983.
And they sound pretty good as well.
Yes.
Their mission to ensure the appropriate recognition of military service, assist veterans in obtaining benefits, provide service and leadership to their community. It's a nonprofit organization, by the way, dedicated to continue service to veterans in need of assistance.
Yeah, they provide services and support to veterans of all eras, including our newest generation of veterans from Iraq, Syria, and Afghanistan. Now, their slogan is, "Never again will one generation of veterans abandon another."
And there you have it, the Vietnam Veterans of America. That was Chapter 126. This is Chapter 72 right behind them. So Many chapters represented here in the parade this year.
And it's always wonderful to see all of the different chapters across the country. I remember when I was working in Topeka, Kansas, and I was new to the service, and there, I would run into veterans, and they say, you gotta come over to our local chapter, and it's just incredible to see in the times that we've moved all over the country, just to see how many different groups and chapters exist to support veterans who leave the military.
Built-in camaraderie, right? No matter where you go. That's fantastic, Stephanie. Our next guest, he is a passionate advocate for veteran and military issues. He's chairman of Global Brokerage and the head of the Veterans Initiative Program at Cushman & Wakefield.
He's also a regular on our parade broadcast. He's back. We didn't scare him away. We are honored to welcome back Bruce Mosler.
Great to
see you.
Thank you. Great to be with you.
What a wonderful day.
Veteran in more ways than one. He's been here several times.
And it's been a privilege.
What do you think of the parade so far?
Look, I think that Mark and his team do an extraordinary job, and let's remember this is all happening during a shutdown. You wouldn't know it. Just look at the people who've come out to see, honor, respect our veterans, pay tribute. It's remarkable.
And you know how valuable veterans can be to an organization. Talk to us a little bit about what your company is doing for veterans and the resources that are available to them.
Yeah, look, I'm very proud that this is going to be the 4th year running the Cushman & Wakefield. It's a top 10 military employer. It's a badge we wear with pride. It's an investment that top down, C-suite, all the way to the new people we hire, which today we find the veterans pool to be one of the most diverse, best educated, most important pools of candidates that we can look to, and we're going to continue to. We're hiring 600 new veterans a year. When you hire a veteran, hey guys!
There they go.
The best of the best.
Yeah.
When you hire a veteran, you bring someone in that is highly educated, has technical skills, has leadership skills. Most important to a business, has collaboration skills. A business today is a team effort when you're servicing a client or moving your business to the next level. Who brings that? Veterans bring it. That's why we hire them.
Yeah.
Not for charitable purposes.
No, I mean the qualities and the characteristics that they bring to the table at your company, which were founded in them through the military service, those are key qualities, are they not?
They are qualities that make them stand out above the rest. And this is what I say. We're very happy to hire from the universities around the country, all of them. When you hire a veteran, you hire a different person. You have a person who has been in business in a different way that brings experience to the table. So what do we do for our veterans we hire? We make sure they get mentored. We make sure they find the right role, the right position, and at the end of the day, that mentorship allows them to accelerate their learning curve. Key for veterans is interpret the resume, understand where they can make a difference, let them self-select into the areas that they can make the biggest difference in, and when that happens, you have a win-win.
Absolutely. Cushman & Wakefield has also been able to partner with other organizations to succeed. So thank you so much for what you do. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. We're not going anywhere. Just a quick break. We'll be right back with the New York City Veterans Day Parade. you are taking a look at one of the Grand Marshals there on the red carpet. We were speaking with him earlier. That is Grand Marshal Stephen Peck, who served with the Marines in Vietnam. He recently retired after more than 28 years at U.S. Vets. That was a national leader. It is a national leader in preventing and ending veteran homelessness.
He's the son of actor Gregory Peck and the father of actor Ethan Peck. We saw Ethan earlier, wishing his dad well on this Veterans Day.
And right behind him is the U.S. Marine Corps float. The U.S. Marine Corps founded on November 10th, 1775. Happy birthday, by the way.
Wow.
Just a day later, the Marine Corps marched 250 years yesterday. And riding on the float, you'll notice there are veterans, service members, and families. And since 1775, Marines have valiantly fought and died to protect our nation and advance its ideals.
You know what I love about this, Stephanie, is it's a little bit of a history lesson. You learn bits and pieces about the different branches. The Marine Corps emblem, by the way, it's the Western Hemisphere superimposed on a foul anchor and surmounted by a spread eagle. So there's a little something to put in your back pocket. The Marine Band, the oldest musical organization in the U.S. Armed Forces, known as the President's Own. Why? Because of its privilege of performing at all the state functions that take place at the White House.
And Elise is with our next special guest. Elise, take it away.
That's right, Stephanie. I am here with a longtime parade volunteer and Navy veteran, Joe Bello. Joe, tell us about your experience with the United War Veterans Council, how many years you volunteered and been along this parade route, and of course, as a parade marshal.
Wow, I first started with this parade in 1995 when I got out. I was looking for community, and I just come home from 11 years of service, and I found the parade. I found Vince McGowan and the parade, and I decided to volunteer, and it's been 30 years later. I've been volunteering. I've pretty much done everything in this parade, and I enjoy it every year.
And tell us what goes in.
Get them going on, and just being friends, and people I haven't seen in so long. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, longtime volunteer. We've known each other a long time because of it, and Vince has brought many people together, veterans family, and we all are just a big family, right? Yes. Now, you have someone else at home who's also a veteran. Your wife is a Navy veteran. Now, who pulls rank?
Oh, she does, absolutely, absolutely. My wife, Vicki, we actually met in service, and she's been my rock. She's been my steady. And a lot of things she does. She's very active in the veterans community too. She actually works for TDF, and she runs the Veterans Theater Going program. So she takes veterans to Broadway. So she's very active.
Well, thank you for your service, for your volunteerism as well with United War Veterans Council, and your friendship too. Happy Veterans Day, Joe. Back to you guys.
All right, Elise, thank you. It's not just the Marines, by the way, celebrating 250 years. Take a look, do the math. The U.S. Army there dates back to 1775, and of course, they are represented well here at the Veterans Day Parade. And I'm guessing you've got quite a bit to say about the Army, don't you,
yeah,
Miss
and
Stephanie?
here at the booth, represented well. I've spent 23 years in the U.S. Army Reserve. They provide so many different paths for folks.
Yes.
Whether you want to go full-time, part-time, they have so many different options, and that's what I've appreciated over the years, to be able to dip in and out of that military culture and then and enjoy both worlds,
well,
broadcasting and the Army.
Educate me how you do that, because each one seems like a full-time job. Are you one of those people that has 36 hours in the day and can accomplish so much?
Not at all. Could always use an extra few hours. A lot of juggling, a lot of time management, but more importantly, supportive employers and a supportive family.
Yes.
That's how I've been able to make it work. Disney is a huge advocate for veterans in the military community, and just having a supportive spouse, military spouse. My husband is still waiting for his certificate. I have to print one out for him that says Military Spouse of the Year of many, many years, because that's how I'm able to make it happen.
That's fantastic. Way to go.
All right, let's talk about Pfizer.
Yes.
It's a global leader in payments and financial technology. Also a sponsor, and Pfizer salutes. That specific program provides the military community with career opportunities, education resources, and business solutions for veteran-owned businesses.
We've talked about how critical that is. They also serve veterans through their longtime partnership with today's parade. And here to tell us more, Navy veteran, military spouse, and the Senior Vice President and Head of Global Corporate Citizenship at Pfizer, Vivian Greentree. Vivian, a pleasure.
Hi. Thank you for having us.
So good to see you and so good to be here.
Same. The temperature's low, but the spirits are high, as Kim said earlier.
What do you think so far of the New York City Veterans Day Parade, seeing so many people line the streets here along Fifth Avenue to celebrate Veterans today?
You know, I hope that it's translating to the television just how the excitement, the energy, the focus on service and camaraderie and honor, courage, commitment, all those things that, you know, we're seeing here in music and in bands, young people signing up to serve. I hope that that's translating, because it's just, this is America's parade.
And talk to us about Pfizer Salutes, that specific program that helps so many who are leaving the military community and finding their civilian path. You guys offer so much.
Yeah, well, besides making sure that you're happily processing your payments, we want to make sure that
That's important.
Right. We want to make sure that there's success after service, and that military families see the value of serving, and knowing that your military service is one chapter, but you continue to serve. You know, we have veterans leading corporate America, strengthening communities, using their benefits to go to school, and we want to be there to walk alongside them. We align our time, treasure, and talent with volunteer opportunities. We partner with many of the corporations that are here, the nonprofits, the city. We're bringing an entrepreneurship forum here with the Commissioner's Office next year. So we just, you know, we want to walk alongside them. We are them.
You are. Time, talent, I'm going to add one more. Technology. Because what you guys do is so critical, right?
What are you doing later? You want to go?
I think after here, I'll be ready for a cup of coffee. But thank you so much for all that you guys do for the veterans.
Thank you for having us, and happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day. Thank you so much. Taking a live look there.
Yeah, back out to the parade route.
Yes, you can see that is the Alliant Insurance Services and the Hartford, sponsors of today's parade. Both organizations are highly committed to the veteran community and are here to visibly show their appreciation for their selfless service.
Alliant Insurance Services, by the way, one of the nation's leading insurance brokers and consultants, founded on a simple yet powerful belief that risk management should be a catalyst for growth, not just a safeguard against loss.
And Hartford, that's a leader in property and casualty insurance, group benefits, and mutual funds. They are also marching there, along with Alliant Insurance Services.
There you see the Hartford and the van. Good to have them represented here in the parade. All right, another branch of the military celebrating 250 years. The U.S. Navy, everyone. Sailors here as well as soldiers.
That's right.
U.S. Navy deploys combat-ready sailors, ships, aircraft, submarines around the world to areas of interest, all without relying on land bases in foreign countries.
And the Navy's also been commemorating 250 years of defending freedom and protecting prosperity with a series of leadership outreach events, multilateral exercises, and community engagements. This would qualify as a community engagement, taking part in the New York City Veterans Day Parade. From those early days of naval service, certain bedrock principles, core values have carried on to today. They've made it happen. They're doing it. They're currently doing it and taking part in today's parade. And we're going to take a short break, but we will be right back with the New York City Veterans Day Parade on WABC and online.
And welcome back to Fifth Avenue in New York City for the 106th New York City Veterans Day Parade. I'm Joe Torres.
And I'm Stephanie Ramos. Happy to be with you on this brisk afternoon, but it's
a
worth
little bit
it.
brisk, but nothing that we can't handle.
Exactly. We're troops.
Yes.
We're troops right now.
We've got the heavy coats, the gloves, the scarves. We're all set.
Mark, how you feeling?
Excellent, excellent.
You're still here.
I'm still here. A little infantry weather, but it's good to go.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, we've got some groups making their way down the red carpet here along Fifth Avenue. So many wonderful employee resource groups, companies that are supporting veterans just across the country.
Isn't that so nice to see? And
it really is.
It really reemphasizes the importance that veterans often need a little guidance sometimes, but when you get them in the right place and someone recognizes what they bring to the table, they're extremely valuable.
Exactly, and as someone who served in the military for the last, in the reserve for the last 23 years, I'm learning about new groups that exist. And it's great because I can take that back to my unit and share that with the troops, because oftentimes a lot of veterans who are serving aren't aware of so many different civilian groups that are willing to help them out.
Have you found, Stephanie, that it's mutually beneficial to both parts of your existence, both professionally as a broadcaster and to your military service, that one hand washes the other?
Oh, oftentimes. I mean, when based on stories, depending on the story, it's just having that perspective can be very, very significant when you're sitting in the newsroom and talking to folks that are putting stories together and need that military
And then
advice.
vice versa, too, when you're in the military, explaining to them what's happening in the real world.
Exactly. And as a public affairs officer at my unit, I'm able to tell them what's newsworthy, what can, to kind of direct them as they're putting together their own stories.
Co-founded by U.S. Marine War Iraq veteran Roman Baca and his professional ballerina wife, Lisa Fitzgerald, Exit 12 Dance Company. It began as a way of life for its founders to process their personal military experience through choreography.
Yes, lots of performances, movement, workshops, and presentations. Exit 12 heals the veteran and military-connected community. They also educate civilians and advocates for veterans' issues.
Today they are performing We Are America in their first appearance at the New York City Veterans Day Parade. Welcome.
Don't matter what part you're from, don't matter what you believe, don't matter who you love, ain't that what freedom means? And if the world stops like the world stopped, you best believe, yeah. We've risen more than once and reckoned rubbing on the ground. We got our freedom forging fire, can you feel it now? We bow our heads, we hold our hearts, there ain't no breaking us. We are America, we are America. We are America. We keep going on. We keep going on. We keep going on. We've risen more than once and reckoned rubbing on the ground. We got our freedom forging fire, can you feel it now? We bow our heads, we hold our hearts, there ain't no breaking us. We are America, we are America.
They were fantastic. Now they can get a coat on. And the T-shirt there, good thing they were dancing to keep warm on this chilly day.
They're
But what a
warmed up.
performance from them, Exit 12.
Fantastic job. For almost a decade, T-Mobile has been a valued sponsor of the Veterans Day Parade. We saw their float
Yes, we
earlier.
did.
Every year, the company brings together a large and dynamic group of T-Mobile veteran employees and allies to march up Fifth Avenue. And here's a message from one of their veteran leaders.
Hi, I'm Joe Preston, Vice President of Virtual Retail and Central Region Customer Care Experience Centers at T-Mobile, and a proud U.S. Air Force veteran. I'm also the executive sponsor of our Veterans and Allies Network. Veterans Day holds deep meaning for me and for so many at T-Mobile who've worn the uniform or supported someone who has. At T-Mobile, we recognize the dedication, discipline, and leadership that military families bring to our teams. That's why we actively recruit veterans and military spouses, and like all our employees, support them through career development, mentorship, and programs that help them grow and thrive. Staying connected is essential, especially for military families. That's why we also offer exclusive wireless discounts to help them stay close to what matters most. And through partnerships with veteran organizations across the country, like Hiring Our Heroes, Blue Star Families, and United War Veterans Council, we're proud to keep showing up in meaningful ways. From all of us at T-Mobile, thank you.
Thank you for the good folks at T-Mobile there. Stay with us. We're coming right back here to 5th Avenue in New York City for the 106th New York City Veterans Day Parade.
Welcome back to the New York City Veterans Day Parade right here in New York City along 5th Avenue. I'm Stephanie Ramos alongside Joe Torres, and it may look like there are some New Yorkers that are trying to move their stuff right now in the middle of the parade, but they're not. U-Haul, part of the parade, U-Haul International, and a couple of fun facts. I really love these facts. Founded by a World War II Navy veteran and his wife in 1945. That's why they're here.
Yeah, some history.
Yeah, many of the first U-Haul team members, local dealers, as well as customers were veterans returning from the war and just looking for a chance to move their families and transition to a better life.
Celebrating their 80th anniversary since 1945. That's fantastic. There are some of those trucks. They're ubiquitous in New York City. You see them everywhere because people are moving at all times here in the city.
They come in handy.
Yes, they do. Since the earliest days of flight, the men and women of the United States Air Force have helped our nation lead the way in air, in space, in cyberspace as well. Generations of service members in Air Force Blue have made history by showing us what it truly means to aim high.
Yes, and joining Stefan now right there on 5th Avenue is an Air Force veteran who continues to serve his fellow veterans. Stefan.
That is right, Lieutenant Colonel. Joining me now is Curtis Dorval. He is the Digital Communications Manager for the New York City Department of Veteran Services. Let's start with this, Curtis. What did you do in the Air Force?
Yeah, so I was a staff sergeant. That was my rank at least. But then I was a linguist. I was a Darty linguist doing an Afghanistan mission for 7 years. Yeah, lots of fun.
That sounds very cool. And now I understand that you focus on veteran artists. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, at DVS, we're really about telling people's stories, especially veterans, and there are a few different ways that we do that. One is through a program called Journeys Onward, which is curated by the Salmagundi Club. That happens every June/July, and then most recently, we actually just held a film showcase that was all veteran-led, and it was 12 different pieces, all created by different veterans. It was such an amazing night, and super exciting to see how it goes moving forward.
That is very, very cool. Happy Veterans Day, by the way. As we've been talking about throughout this broadcast, all kinds of different paths in the military and all kinds of different skill sets. So thank you for being with us. Back to you guys.
Thank you. Air Force, air power, anytime, anywhere.
You nailed it.
Yes.
It's accurate, too.
Yeah, there's my contribution. Wounded Warrior Project, by the way, that began 2003 when volunteers provided comfort to wounded service members returning from Iraq and Afghanistan by delivering backpacks filled with personal care items to their hospital bedsides.
It's funny because I remember that
Do you?
time. I
Yes.
remember 03. I had just joined the military and remember hearing about the organization, and they've really evolved over the years to meet the growing needs of warriors, their families, and just really all veterans. And joining us now is retired Army Lieutenant General and the current CEO of Wounded Warrior Project, Walter Pyatt. Walter, great to have you.
Yeah, well, it's good to be here. You know, we started with backpacks, but we made a promise that we would be there no matter what. And for now, almost 22 years, Wounded Warrior Project has been there for our warriors no matter what.
Have you bumped into one of those warriors who get a backpack, and it's like it's like Christmas morning, right?
It is.
Those are so critically important to lift them up.
Well, they know the nation cares. They know somebody cares about them, and that's all the warrior really needs, to know that they're appreciated by a nation, and you're seeing that today out here.
And your team is actually walking the red carpet here along Fifth Avenue, and there are so many different service programs that are included within the Wounded Warrior Project, right? Focused on connection, independence, mental, physical, and financial wellness, really creating a 360-degree model of care. Talk about some of your programs and how you've come this far. It's been so many years now, more than 20 years that you've been serving veterans.
Well, you help warriors rebuild their life after they've been impacted by military service or war.
Yeah.
And so too often a young warrior has to accept the end of their life that they thought they were going to have because something happened to them in the military. We help them get their life back. And I call it bringing every warrior home. Mind, body, and soul, because you come back from deployments. I've come back from many of them. That's not coming home. That's a whole different journey. And our warriors come back home and they struggle, and they learn that war is not the only fight, and that combat zones are not the only place we take casualties. We want to bring every warrior home, mind, body, and soul, because they protected our home.
If you've been doing this now since 2003, I'm guessing you have learned a few things along the way. Share with us how you've been educated.
I served in the Army for 42 years. I've seen firsthand what the young men and women in this country have done. And I know firsthand also that war is the worst of humanity, absolute worst of humanity. But it takes good men and women to fight it because the alternative is unacceptable. We're not going to lose our freedom. No. But we can't let the strategic purpose of war mask the toll it takes on the young men and women asked to fight it. We need to help them come home and reintegrate back in society so they will never be seen as a burden or a threat to society. American veterans should be leaders in society, and that's what we're committed to.
And it's important to mention that all Wounded Warrior Project programs are free to anyone that uses them.
They never pay a penny. It's also eligible for their family support members because the families oftentimes pays a bigger price because they're dealing with the many deployments, the unknowns, the uncertainty of where their warrior is 24/7. So we're there not just for the warrior, but the family support member as well.
Walter, a pleasure to have you. I mean, thank you for the work that you do. I'm looking at the numbers here just for 2024. More than 200,000 warriors and more than 50,000 family members served by the Wounded Warrior Project. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for having us, and keep the promise.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with the New York City Veterans Day Parade right here along Fifth Avenue.
From all of us at ESPN, to everyone who served and everyone who supported everyone who served, we wish you the very best on this Veterans Day.
You just heard from Mike Greenberg there, who was on the set of Sunday NFL Countdown. They had a studio audience full of veterans.
How about that? Good to see Greeny. And of course, they host that show right out of our very own Live with Kelly and Mark studio. So there you go.
Taking a look at the red carpet there, you can see Creative Vets, supported by Warner Music Group and Amazon. This group uses various forms of art to help disabled veterans cope with service-related trauma by fostering self-expression to transform their stories of struggle into an art form.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. A network of more than 100 songwriters, many of whom have penned #1 hits. They volunteered their time to create events. They produced an album with Big Machine Records with music written by veterans titled Veteran Songs.
And as part of a partnership with Amazon Music, listeners can actually access the album by asking their Alexa device, Alexa, play music by veterans. Did you know that, Joe?
I did not know that.
I did not know that until now. That's so neat.
You talk about the different ways that you can help out veterans and, you know, just show your support. Ask Alexa.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yes, and let's ask Mark to talk about Buddy Check. That is so important. We talk about it year after year, but even throughout the year, it's important to remind our veterans that it is out there. We should check on our buddies, check on our battle buddies.
Absolutely. Every year I look to this time to do a buddy check. It's a great time to check in on people you served with, see how they're doing. You have no idea the impact that it might have. You don't know who's struggling or not, right? So
I would guess you'd get a phone call and the timing is right, is
Absolutely.
the response, right? For sure. Talk about how that can make an impact in somebody's day, in somebody's week, in somebody's month.
Absolutely, especially on Veterans Day and Memorial Day is another holiday. But I always check in on people I serve with in the Panama Invasion, Desert Storm, and other places I serve. And a lot of the times people are very thankful for it, and they're thinking to themselves, you know, it's been a long time since I had that kind of connection.
Yeah.
Because the service connection, your brothers and sisters that are out there, there's nothing like it. And I think a lot of times people can't really understand what we go through. And just to hear that buddy check and to hear people reaching out to you that you served with is something meaningful and special.
Wow.
It's so true. And on a day like today, there is so much joy out here. But we have to remember that for some veterans out there, this could be a day that digs up a lot of memories that kind of gets them down. So it is important to check on them and just reach out. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Army here. On June 14th, 1775, the Continental Congress voted to raise an army, creating our country's first national institution. One day later, General George Washington was named its commander-in-chief.
A pretty important guy, don't you think? This will defend. That's been the Army's motto since the Revolutionary War, and 250 years later, its purpose remains constant: to fight to win our nation's wars. It's an honor to welcome a U.S. Army veteran and one of today's Grand Marshal's Medal of Honor recipient, Clinton Romeshay. Good to have you here, sir.
Well, it's great to be here.
What a great day. Isn't this fabulous?
You know, the temperature's a little mild, but the spirits are warm and just amazing.
Yeah.
You've worked for so many years to support veterans. Just kind of share with us what's kept you a part of this military community. You've continued to serve in different ways.
Well, that's the thing, just because you take off the uniform, and it doesn't matter if you did, one enlistment or an entire career over 30, at some point you're taking the uniform off. That doesn't mean you're done serving. You never did anything alone. You were talking about it earlier in the buddy checks. You never did anything alone in the military. You always had a battle buddy to your left and right. And just because you take the uniform off doesn't mean you have to do it alone afterwards. And you're always going to have someone there to have your back.
The buddy check falls in line into what you believe in a big way and in an important way in connection, that it can actually save lives. Can you get into that, especially at the community level, and why it's so critical, Clint?
It's those relationships you build and the trust, and you have that unspoken bond as being a veteran.
Yep.
Generations can separate us, but we have those common denominators that you just resync back in with. And for veterans, it is kind of hard to share with those that haven't been in the same spots you have. But when you have a battle buddy come in, another veteran, to be the mentor, to be the leader, we hear of all the things that are affecting our veterans, but the vast majority are doing very well. Let's highlight those. Let's show that we can continue to show up for tomorrow, move forward, and be the example for the next generation.
And on this Veterans Day, what would you want to tell people about how they can best serve veterans or just support veterans?
There's not one, magic pill that's going to solve all the problems. We've got to look, veteran suicide is one of our main issues.
Sure.
And it's not we don't need to develop a program to end veteran suicide. That's going to come by doing great work and providing so much hopefulness that we eliminate the hopelessness and the isolation and thinking that I'm doing this alone. And it's our communities coming together, making veterans feel listened to, and again, like the parade today, showing
celebrations like this.
the support. And it's not just one day. It's not just November 11th. It's every day.
With that community that you talked about, you may not know it, but in one way you're a counselor. When you call a fellow veteran and say, I know what you're going through because I've been there. And that connection, I would guess, goes a long way when you're trying to lift up someone that might need a little lifting up at that moment.
I've always had the mentality I can give 5 minutes of my time. And when I see one of those phone calls come in from a battle buddy I hadn't heard from in quite a while, I can take 5 minutes to sit there and just listen.
Yep.
That support is so critical. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for being up here with us.
Well, thank you for having me.
We're taking a look now at the UWVC Health and Wellness Float. Mark, do you want to talk a little bit about this one? These are your guys.
These are my peeps.
These
absolutely.
are your peeps.
So the UWVC Health and Wellness Program is in its 9th year now. And it started out with rucking for social fitness, and it's really just built on that. And now we offer a robust program of art therapy, equine therapy. We do sailing in the summers where half the boat knows how to sail, and they teach the vets how to sail. And then we also have support from local restaurants and food vendors. So John Bon Jovi's Soul Kitchen.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, most people don't know John's parents they met in the Marine Corps. So so they've been providing meals to us for many years now. Jersey Mike's is another one, and Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Our local Texas Roadhouse is actually run by a 12-year Air Force veteran. So it's great to see the community coming together to support veterans. All these veterans are dealing with a multitude of issues, from post-traumatic stress, traumatic brain injury, substance use, homelessness. Some are in some way, shape, or form, all of it. But in 9 years, it's been about 2,500 veterans that have come through the program. It's just been amazing to see the breakthroughs, particularly with the equine therapy, to see these veterans. A lot of them are inner city vets, never been around a horse in their whole life. and by the end of it, you see these grown men just go to tears as they're doing this therapy with the horses. Because they're really majestic animals. They can hear your heartbeat 4 feet away. They can mirror your emotions, and it's incredible. So
I love how this started with rucking. It's obviously, for those that aren't familiar, military
What's that term?
style marching and hiking. I love a good ruck march. You really get a good workout. Mark, thank you so much. And Grand Marshal Clinton Romachet, thank you so much for being up here as well. It is the New York City Veterans Day Parade. We will be right back after a short break.
Welcome back to Fifth Avenue, everyone, in our coverage of the 106th New York City Veterans Day Parade. Patriotism on display on the streets of Manhattan.
Such a lovely,
Isn't it
lovely
great?
day here in New York City. Here now to sing God Bless America is everyone's favorite opera cop from Brooklyn, NYPD Detective Makia Brown.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, where we from. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Fantastic. Detective Makia Brown singing God Bless America. Sounds good.
Beautiful voice.
It is now our pleasure to welcome our second special co-host for the day. His 7-year career in the U.S. Army as an active duty infantry officer, included deployments in Iraq and Afghanistan during the global war on terror. Today, he serves our country as a U.S. Army reservist.
Yes, he is also the current commissioner of the
Yes.
New York City Department of Veterans Services. Welcome to the desk, to the table, whatever we were calling it this morning. James, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Stephanie and Joe. I'm also fans of Stephanie and Joe. I want to say that also. And happy
so
Veterans Day,
kind.
everybody.
Happy Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Such a lovely day. Tell us a little bit about the department. You guys really support veterans throughout the entire year.
So we do everything we can to be there for veterans in areas including healthcare, housing, benefits, culture, education, employment. Just be there for our veterans and their loved ones if they have any needs that emerge, or we can help connect the dots.
And they do have some needs, right? Veterans have some needs, and you specifically work hard to address those needs in terms of health struggles, financial strain, homelessness. Can you share with us some of the bits and pieces that you do to help them out in that
The
regard?
primary thing we do, Joe, is we help veterans who are dealing with housing insecurity.
Sure.
So if we look at the number of homeless veterans in the city, over 10 years ago, it was roughly 5,000. Now we're at about 600, so we work to keep chopping that tree down.
That's fantastic.
To make sure all of our veterans have a place to stay. We also work to help veterans take advantage of their benefits, helping them file for anything tied to the damage under their brain and bodies from the federal government, working to get that for the VA. We've also been helping veterans when it comes to employment and entrepreneurship as well, so they can have different opportunities for economic enfranchisement.
That's so crucial for New York City veterans, especially as the temperature drops and veterans are out there on the streets. You guys step in and help them out. It's really appreciated.
That's correct. And we're going beyond just those who are dealing with housing insecurity and emergency housing. Trying to help folks who have supportive housing needs and help folks who need affordable housing and helping our veterans take advantage of home ownership.
Thank you for doing what you're doing. Many partners, I'm sure, out in this parade that are helping you guys do what you do as well.
It's one team, one fight. I love this day, but every day is Veterans Day, and we're all here to be right by our soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen, Coast Guardsmen, Guardians.
James Hendon, Commissioner of the New York City Department of Veterans Services. A pleasure, my friend. Thank you so much.
And you're sticking around for a little
Yeah,
bit.
I am.
You're watching the parade with us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Your day's just beginning, sir.
Another proud sponsor of the New York City Veterans Day Parade is Salesforce, a technology company committed to supporting the success of veterans and their families.
We saw their float earlier with Elise right now, the director and account partner at Salesforce, and U.S. Marine Corps veteran Richard Bell. Elise.
Hey guys, that's right. I am here with Marine Corps veteran Richard Bell, who was walking with Salesforce and, of course, representing Salesforce. Let's talk about your military service and the inspiration for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a long history. Family, you know, kind of really was driving the factor of that one. Both my grandfathers served in World War II, my father in Vietnam, both my older brothers, myself, and now my younger sister is actually currently still serving in the Army.
Fantastic. Now, how does it feel to work for a company like Salesforce that has such wonderful veteran initiatives?
It's truly amazing. You know, I've been here for a little over 10 years now, and the amount that Salesforce continues to give back to the veteran community grows year after year. We were just named for the second year in a row Forbes #1 place to work for veterans. We just put a whole big revamp on our Salesforce military program that provides free training to military veterans and their spouses for jobs that, you know, are really great starting pay and gives them the ability to work remotely. So ideal for the military spouse.
And they're a global company as well. So what are they doing for veterans overseas and that initiative moving forward?
Yeah, so Salesforce Military is available for a host of different countries. And then our VetForce program, which is our employee resource group, actually spans, I think we're up to like 5 or 6 different large hubs, 15 different small hubs across the globe. And they give back to the community in every way that they can, whether it's through volunteer time, doing amazing events like this, and even doing things like resume workshops.
And you were marching in the parade. You stopped by a little earlier, a little cold. How did you feel?
It was awesome. It's always such a great crowd. And what amazes me about New York is no matter what the weather, whether it's beautiful, raining like a couple years ago, or a little chilly today, everyone comes out.
First time we've ever had flurries, that's for sure.
Somebody forgot to tell New York it's only November.
That's right, that's right. Well, thank you for your service. Thank you for being here and for all that Salesforce does as well. Guys, back over to you.
All right, Elise, thank you so much.
We saw some of our other partners.
Yes, we did.
NBC and EY, they walked on by. We will be right back after this short break with so much more to see.
Yeah, stay with us.
We're back with the New York City Veterans Day Parade right here in New York City along Fifth Avenue.
Isn't it so great to hear all the marching bands who have come from near and far? I saw one on Staten Island. There's one here from Illinois. There's others from other parts of the country as well. So good to have them here on Fifth Avenue in New York City.
Yes, they sound fantastic. We're taking a look at some of the groups that are marching along here on Fifth Avenue. That is a management corporation there, obviously supporting veterans. Heirs Management Corporation, they are a leading global alternative investment manager. They're here celebrating, of course, with their Veterans Employee Resource Group. Now, the goal of which is for veterans across the globe and their families to feel supported, of course, and to attract other veterans to the company. And they say that they seek to lead the alternative investment industry, both in terms of generating returns and making a lasting positive impact.
All righty, since its earliest days, the United States has fought shoulder to shoulder with its international allies.
Yes, joining Safan right now on Fifth Avenue are 2 representatives from overseas to speak about the importance of these alliances and friendships. Safan.
Well, it is now my pleasure to introduce, let me get this right, we have a Lieutenant Colonel sitting up in the booth there. We have NATO Deputy Supreme Allied Commander Transformation General Aurelio Collegrand and General Representative of Flanders to the USA, Paul Hegu. Let me start with you first, sir. So Flanders was a battleground in not one, but 2 world wars. What perspective does that give you on the importance of military service members in today's world?
Well, it's extremely important. I mean, the first time that the Americans went abroad, that was in the Great War, a little bit more than 100 years fighting in Flanders and in France for freedom. And they did again 25 years later against the Germans. And now today in Europe, we're facing Russian aggression. And each time, you know, the support of U.S. servicemen and of the U.S. has been extremely important.
And tell us about the commemoration events you organize in the U.S. in cooperation with veteran and history organizations.
Well, it's very important to keep on remembering that and to keep supporting veterans and servicemen. So every day since the end of the First World War, so back in 1920, we have been organizing a ceremony every single day at 8 o'clock at the Menin Gate in Belgium. And they play taps there every single evening. And now that's been also copied here in the US. It's been done at the US Memorial at the White House, and it's been done in Canberra as well in Australia.
Okay. And General, you are the Deputy Supreme Allied Commander Transformation based out of Norfolk, Virginia. What is your mission here in the US?
The mission of an Allied Command for Transformation is to prepare NATO for the future challenges. Through innovation and cooperation among allies, we make sure that NATO is ready to respond to all the future challenges and to protect our citizens and our values. The same values that today we honor on Veterans Day.
Well, thank you, sirs, for being here. Thank you so much. In case you guys are wondering, up there, it's still cold down here. Back to you guys.
Same up here, Stefan.
Well, you look good,
okay?
put it that way, okay? Taking a look here, you want to talk about power. The good folks at National Grid, they're a big part of the parade. They employ approximately 700 veterans, as well as about 100 employees who are either active military reservists or members of National Guard units.
They also have a team that works with our veterans who are dealing with energy and security, so we love National Grid. Just to say that right now.
All right, way to go,
I'm
National
glad you
Grid.
did. And right behind them is the American Legion. The American Legion is the world's largest veterans organization, the nation's most influential, effective, and dependable advocate of veteran affairs, fighting for better active duty pay and housing and ensuring that the VA's medical system can properly care for veterans. And guys, today membership stands at over 2.4 million in more than 14,000 posts worldwide. And when I was starting out in news and living in Topeka, Kansas City, Missouri, before joining ABC News in DC, I would run into a lot of American Legion groups. They were always so warm and welcoming of veterans from all generations, all different wars, and they're just incredible.
You can walk into just about any American Legion hall and they'll welcome you as if you're a member of the family.
Yes.
So that's fantastic.
What we don't give the Legion enough credit for is when our veterans pass away and they don't have means to have a burial. The Legion often steps in and takes care of that.
Yes.
They're unsung heroes, cradle to grave for our people.
Thank you, American Legion.
In August, the United War Veterans Council announced its 3 Grand Marshals, one for each of this year's featured service branches. Astronaut Sunita Sunny Williams was selected to represent the U.S. Navy. Unfortunately, she was unable to be here today, but we salute her.
She's an absolute champion. Sunny is a longtime friend of the parade. She previously appeared on the 2020 New York City Veterans Day Salute. That was a special broadcast-only commemoration during the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's revisit that appearance now.
Veterans Day, I think, reminds us of all the people who have come before us and worked really hard to provide our freedoms that we have in this country today, and also be a shining beacon like the space program.
NASA selected Sunny Williams to be an astronaut in 1998. But before that, her career in the Navy started with a deployment in the early 90s for Operation Desert Shield.
I had never flown an airplane or a helicopter before in any real manner.
From learning about helicopters and airplanes to spacecrafts, Sunny's expanded her expertise and has been on 3 space missions.
I'm Sunny Williams. I'm up here on the International Space Station.
She spent a total of 608 days in space, and that ranks her second on the all-time U.S. endurance list for female astronauts. She's also first on the list of total cumulative spacewalks by female astronauts. Sunny says the time in the Navy helped her prepare for the next big step, that career in space exploration.
I really got that sense of teamwork and camaraderie, and that plays right into what we do here at NASA. I mean, the International Space Station is essentially a ship at sea in space, commanded initially by Bill Shepard, who was a Navy SEAL. And there's been a lot of Navy folks along the way. It's pretty exciting.
I play this game with myself about where we're flying over the Earth.
Oh, the many stories Sunny has to tell for sure. Sunny returned from her most recent mission after an extended stay on the International Space Station in March of this year, and we're all eager to see what the future holds for this trailblazing veteran-turned space explorer. Stay with us. We're going to continue our coverage of the 106 New York City Veterans Day Parade when we come right back.
Welcome back to the 2025 New York City Veterans Day Parade on ABC-7. You're taking a look at Columbia University School of General Studies. For more than 75 years, the Columbia University School of General Studies has been the premier liberal arts college in the nation for non-traditional undergraduate students seeking a traditional Ivy League education, including those who have served their country.
Fabulous is that. NYU also here as well. Talk about higher levels of higher institutions. There you go.
You got it.
They are here on the red carpet on Fifth Avenue as well. Good to see the good folks from NYU. They also have the NYU Langone Military Family Center. That is a big part of what they do. They participated in the parade every year since their founding, dating back to 2012. So.
And I love to see the trolley. The NYU trolley is right behind them. Is it? Do
there
we
you
see
go.
it?
But between Columbia and NYU, you have two of the largest populations of students, veterans in the city, along with CUNY.
Okay, well said. Much better than me. Thank you, sir. Thanks, James.
So great to see. For more than 200 years, the U.S. Navy has defended America's interests and ideals on the oceans and waterways around the world. And as one of our nation's great coastal cities, New York has always had a special relationship with the Navy and its sailors.
Our Grand Marshal representing the U.S. Navy, Sunny Williams, she couldn't be here today, but stepping in for her to represent this honored branch is National President and CEO of Student Veterans of America and Navy veteran Jared Lyon.
Welcome,
Good to see you, Jared.
Thank you so much for having me. Stephanie, thank you for your service as well. You got to cover some wonderful news that we had last year on Good Morning America alongside fellow Navy veteran, Jamie Springston.
Yes, and the work that you guys do there in Virginia is just fantastic. Share with us the work that you've done to support veterans.
Absolutely. So Student Veterans of America is going to have our 18th birthday this January.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. And we now operate 1,647 college and university chapters in all 50 states, all U.S. territories, and 3 countries overseas. Where we have an SVA chapter operating, we have just over 604,000 student veterans currently going to school, some of which you just saw go by with Columbia University and NYU.
Yeah. And Sunny talked about how the Navy prepared her for her sort of future endeavors. Can you speak to that based on your own experiences and what you've seen as the head of the Student Veterans of America?
Yeah, personally, I enlisted in the world's finest Navy in August of 2001.
Okay.
So being back here in New York is particularly meaningful for me because I was in basic training during the events of September 11th. The Navy prepared me in so many different ways. I went in shortly after high school, and so I had my time in the military before I went to college. I learned discipline, I learned the ability to make decisions under pressure, and I had the opportunity to serve along people from all walks of life, from all over the country.
Structure is good, isn't it?
Exceptionally, and I was somebody who needed it.
I mean, Student Veterans of America, the chapters that are set up across the country, as all our papers fly away here, support students in so many different ways. And it's so important, especially as these students are just starting their careers, thank you very much, starting off their college careers and then looking to find their way. What are some of the programs that are within these programs? Some of the programs that are at these chapters, sorry, the music is already off.
In the cold weather,
it's getting really loud. Talk to us about some of those programs at universities.
Yeah, so Student Veterans of America, more than anything, creates that sense of belonging for student veterans when we come back to school, along with their family members. So we are broadly non-traditional. Many of us are working full and part-time when we're back at school, and a lot of us have families when we go back to school. So finding a sense of belonging in a very traditional environment can be rather challenging. But if you look right here in the great city of New York, alongside the commissioner, we have so many student veterans here in the city of New York. Well over 40 SVA chapters just right here in New York. New York City is one of the biggest populations of student veterans anywhere in the United States.
Jared, where can folks go to learn more about Student Veterans of America?
We'd love to have you check out our website at studentveterans.org, and then you can check us out on all the social media platforms. We're probably most active on LinkedIn and TikTok. We actually have Johnny Vargas here covering a wonderful work of student veterans right here in town.
James, thanks for doing what you do. Fantastic.
Thanks for all your work.
Jared.
Great
Appreciate
to see you.
Love you, bud.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love you too, baby.
Stay
All right,
with
we'll
us.
be back.
The 106th New York City Veterans Day Parade is coming right back.
To our partners, the French, thank you for joining us today. at the NHL. The group marching in the parade will consist of both veterans and their allies. We're also happy that the NHL is here today as part of ABC family, with over 100 NHL games this season, and the Stanley Cup Final airing on ABC, ESPN, and Stanley Cup Veterans.
Welcome back to Fifth Avenue and the 106th New York City Veterans Day Parade here on ABC-7 in New York. Streaming as well if you want to watch it on your computer. We've got a TikTok stream going also. Many ways to watch what's happening here in Manhattan.
Right now you're taking a look at the NHL Veterans Group. The NHL is the first major sports league to have a marching contingent in
that?
the New York City Veterans Day Parade. Great to have them.
All right, NHL.
Yes. The group marching in the parade will consist of both veterans and allies. We're also happy the NHL is here today as part of our ABC family with more than 100 NHL games this season and the Stanley Cup Final airing on ABC, ESPN. Don't want to miss that. It's great to have them.
The greatest trophy in sports, for sure. At 11 o'clock this morning, the parade and community representatives were joined by members of our allied nations to mark the traditional moment of the armistice that ended World War I. They gathered in Madison Square Park, just steps from where we are right now. It was an emotional wreath procession to the Eternal Light Memorial.
Just acknowledging the 11th hour, the 11th month, the 11th day, as far as what the significance was for that wreath laying. And I have to say, while we were talking to Jared, we had Gold Star Wives of America was marching, but I wanted to make sure to call them out. History of this country, we've had 658,088 men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice as far as killed in combat. And Gold Star Wives of America is a group that pays homage to those family members of those individuals. Just want to acknowledge them.
Oh. And they're worth acknowledging. Thank you,
Love
James.
that you did. How does it feel to, you work with veterans all year round. We get to see you on this day every year. This is our third year meeting here. But throughout the year, just talk to us about some of the veterans that come to your department seeking that help, seeking that assistance, and then also to see this all come together on this day.
I think what colors all of it is that so many veterans don't self-identify. It's roughly 1 in 3 nationwide, 1 in 4 in New York City self-identify. So a lot of our work is trying to reach out to those folks who are in the shadows to make sure we can take care of them with whatever their needs are. So many times our interactions are folks who may have just now said, you know what, I'm a veteran, let me take advantage of X, Y, or Z. I'm on tough times, something just happened, and it may not be the veteran. It might be a family member. It might be a coworker. It might be someone who goes to the same faith center. So a lot of the work is trying to close that gap and making sure our people come into the light so we can help them be in a good place.
Why don't they self-identify, James? Have they told you? I'm guessing there's a sense of humility there.
We did a survey about this. There's so many different reasons, Joe. It could be everything from I'm too humble, let someone else take advantage of that, let somebody else get that benefit. It could be, I don't want the stigma that may be associated with this. If I tell you I've served, you may think certain things about me that may not be true. Or it could be, I did something or something was done to me, I put it in a box, that box is all the way in the back of my mind, I don't want to walk near that box. So there's so many reasons we try to break through. When I saw NHL Walk, I love what they represent because for anyone who sees this or hears this, please try to set up some sort of pro-veteran group at your faith center, at your school, at your job, something where we can get more people to come into the light between the service members and those who love them.
You served on active duty for a number of years, and now you serve as a reservist, right? Kind of talk to us about how those skills help you at the Department of New York City Veterans. I'm sure it's huge. It helps so many veterans.
I think you can relate as a fellow reservist, Stephanie. I think a lot of it is the idea of what is the vision, what is the end state, what is the task, what is the purpose, how am I structuring this? It's going to be a crazy ride, an upward zigzag to get to a goal, but to be mindful of where I'm trying to land the plane or where I'm trying to get that ship at its end and to have a sense of just a framework for how to do that is something the military provides.
Absolutely. Can definitely apply that to broadcast news. You nailed it. All right, James, thanks so much. We will be right back with the New York City Veterans Day Parade alongside historic Fifth Avenue. Stay with us. Parade alongside historic Fifth Avenue. I'm Stephanie Ramos.
What a fabulous day for a celebration, a patriotic celebration, and thinking about our veterans on this day, and actually we should on every day.
Absolutely.
If any of you out there are taking pictures, I saw you taking a few before. Have you posted?
Yes. I haven't posted them yet, but I'm about to.
Okay, there you go.
And I'm going to use a hashtag.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are out there and you're taking pictures and you want to post them on social media, be sure to include the hashtag that you see there at the bottom of your screen, NYC.
Providing dependable and accessible in-home care. And you're taking a look now at Haitian American Veterans Association, the Haitian American Veterans Association. And these veterans have forged a proud legacy, right? Serving with distinction in every U.S. war, from the Revolutionary War to modern conflicts.
Good to see their representation in the parade, of course. Haitian Americans, a big part of the community here in New York City. Go ahead, Jay.
The Haitian American veteran community has been a large contributor since the 70s. Really, the Vietnam era, we saw this group start to come into its forefront. Have to say, we had Salute up here. We do a feeding operation on Wednesdays, and Salute has had seniors go help with packing those meals to go to food insecure vets. Good group, too.
Yes.
Great group.
So good to see the Haitian American Veterans Association here. You know, so many of them located in Brooklyn, a huge Haitian community there. I get to see them quite often. And another big representation up in Rockland County there in Spring Valley. There's a large Haitian American community there, very, very vibrant community as well. And I'm sure they've got connections to the folks who are here in the parade today. Fantastic. You're hearing some of the marching bands there in the background. We've been lucky to hear them coming from all over. So many junior ROTCs here as well. They come from near and far. Good to see them in the parade.
One other thing I'll say, you know, one of the leaders in our Gold Star Spouse community is Mecca Nelson, whose husband Mario was killed in action in Iraq in 2006, Haitian American veteran. So this community has been here, just a key player for a long time.
Yeah. And we're also taking a look at Lilac Preservation Project. Lilac is a retired Coast Guard cutter that carried supplies to lighthouses and maintained buoys from 1933 to 1972. Lilac is America's only surviving steam-powered lighthouse tender, by the way. It is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. And I love this. I have a special connection to the Coast Guard as well. My stepdad was in the Coast Guard for many, many years, retired from the Coast Guard. We grew up on Governor's Island when it was a Coast Guard base back in the day. So love to see the Coast Guard represented here. But Lilac, the U.S. Coast Guard Lilac, and this preservation project, the museum ship, it's now a museum ship owned and operated by the nonprofit preservation project. It's open for tours, exhibits, and events while undergoing restoration. So if you want to check it out, it is open.
Good to have representation for the U.S. Coast Guard.
Yes, and they're out at Hudson River Parks.
Yes,
and I just want to acknowledge a group that just walked by, the Borden Avenue Veterans Residence. It's our residence for our housing and secure veterans, which has been here for decades, and it's done great things as far as a way station for veterans getting back to independent living. That group that was just marching right now. Yeah.
Fantastic. Estee Lauder companies marching there on the red carpet. Estee Lauder is one of the world's leading manufacturers, marketers, and sellers of quality skincare, makeup, fragrance. We all know Estee Lauder.
They're looking good, aren't they?
Yes, they are. They're using the products.
Yes, for sure.
The Veterans Employee Resource Group represents a community.
42 schools in the New York City area. The battalion exists for college and university students in the New York and Hudson River Valley area. So good to see the folks. There's the Ram,
Yes!
the Fordham Ram.
Go Fordham Rams. That's where I was commissioned as a second lieutenant.
Yes. So they're near and dear to your heart.
Yes,
Charlie.
they
So great.
are. Great to see them out there. Great ROTC program there.
I taught ROTC there a long time ago.
Did you?
So just small world. Yeah, small world. As folks watch this parade, if you don't see your school, if you don't see your company marching, the onus is on you to try to be that change so that you can have that company come, have that school come, have that faith center come. We urge you to be a part of this. Just erect that veterans resource body to do these things.
Well said. I'm glad you noted that. All right, let's toss it back to Elise. Elise, how's it going down there?
We're live, guys. Sorry, we are having a little bit of a technical
That's
difficulty
okay.
down here, but I am here with Johnny Vargas, and he has been along the parade route catching stuff on social. Johnny, fill us in on what you've seen today and what's great about today.
Yeah, it's been incredible, and I like to say this first. This country was founded by people that did hard things, that were bold and were brave and courageous, and all the people, all the organizations that you've seen march on this street are doing the same thing 250 years later. So it's been incredible to see.
And what do you hope people learn from today?
I think they can learn. This is hard because I have to practice this as much as I can. You kind of got to put yourself in the back seat when you can. All these people, they're doing what they do for others, for other Americans and for other people. So I think that's what we can learn today is, we're all one big dysfunctional family, but we're still family at the end of the day.
And we're still marching on together.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much again for being with us and for all you do and, of course, your service. Enjoy Veterans Day, the rest of the parade
Go
here.
Army, be Navy.
Stephanie.
You got to get that in there. didn't you?
That's right. He sure did. I wasn't supposed to talk about his rank, and here we are.
on that. I co-sign
Today
on
we're
that.
supporting all the branches.
That's right.
But what do you? All right, you're taking a look at the Center for Military Affiliated Students at the New School.
Oh, another university here.
New School has increased its student veteran population by threefold in the past 2 years, and it's continuing to climb. So we appreciate the example they set as far as being a home for veterans and military-connected folks to attend.
And they're joining the Veterans Day Parade for the first time today. It's great to have them. So this rapidly growing military and veteran community is supported by the Center for Military Affiliated Students, which provides a lot of support as service members, veterans, families pursue an education grounded in creativity and social engagement. They're doing that today.
And you might know some of their alums, Tony Curtis and former President Bob Kerry. They once served as the Grand Marshals of this parade. So how about that? Even though it's their first time, they've got a connection to the parade as well. Macquarie Capital, global advisor and investor. They provide insights across 23 markets around the world.
And there's Wells Fargo, founded in 1852, headquartered in San Francisco. Wells Fargo, of course, provides banking, investment, mortgage products and services, as well as consumer and commercial finance. And they reach customers through more than 7,000 locations. And with approximately 250,000 team members, Wells Fargo serves 1 in 3 households in the U.S. Great to have them here in New York City.
That's a fantastic history that dates back to 1852. It's been a glorious day here on 5th Avenue. Yeah, a little bit chilly, but it hasn't gotten in the way. James, so good to have you with us here on this day for such a fantastic celebration.
I got to say one other one. We just saw MJHS walk by as far as hospice and palliative care. We've got a lot of folks who don't come to us until they're near end of life. We appreciate MJHS for its leadership to connect us to these families. And just back to that overall point of please just ask anyone you know, have you or a loved one served in the armed forces? If so, do you need help? And just connect them to us. And if they don't know us, as long as they know folks like you, as long as they know folks like United War Veterans Council, we're going to be okay.
Sometimes it's just that one question, right, that opens the door.
Poke it. You got to poke it.
Poke
just
the
ask.
door, and then the service.
It's like enough touches. If enough people keep asking, the dam will break. So just a shameless plug, our website is nyc.gov/vets. The phone number is 212-416-5250. The connect at veterans.nyc.gov is the email address. Our social media handle is @NYCVeterans. So anyone, please just ask that question. Have you served or anyone in your family served? And if so, do you need help? And if they say yes, put them in touch with us.
Thank you for highlighting that, sir.
So critical. Fantastic.
Thank you for joining us up here in our foxhole. We'll see you soon.
Stay with us. Our coverage of the 106th New York City Veterans Day Parade continues when we come right back. Welcome back to 5th Avenue in New York City for the 106th New York City Veterans Day Parade. I'm Joe Torres.
And I'm Stephanie Ramos. In unison.
Jinx, what a day it's been, right?
Oh, it's been tremendous to see New Yorkers coming out, lining up 5th Avenue to watch this parade, and just hearing about so many different companies, organizations that are supporting veterans throughout the country.
And so many people lined up to express their heartfelt gratitude for the service and sacrifice of our veterans. American Airlines here, the veterans military employees, they're represented here in the parade. And not far behind them, the good folks, oh, we know them, at TWU 100. Good to see them, the union here represented as well.
Local 100 is a local chapter of the Transport Workers Union of America. It's a union that represents transportation workers in bus and subway lines and several airlines as well around the country.
They will tell you, we move New York, and they do. The buses, the subways, etc.
Yeah. The local primarily represents 41,000 workers in the New York City public transportation system and at some private bus lines as well serving the New York City area. They march to honor those who came before them and to celebrate and recognize those who are still here and serving.
Looking at the highway unit, I think that's the MTA that's going by there on the motorcycles as well. MTA PD represented here on 5th Avenue for the Veterans Day Parade. Good to see them as well, protecting and serving.
Yeah, and the Metropolitan Transportation Authority Police Department, they're responsible for, of course, patrolling and securing Grand Central Terminal. So we've seen these guys around.
All the time.
They're around Penn Station as well, so we definitely appreciate their support. They have nearly 1,200 sworn officers and civilians who work in 11 districts extending across 14 counties in New York and Connecticut, and the department began in 1998.
Some history there. And right behind them, the Metropolitan Authority, Transportation Authority Veterans Employee Resource Group. This is their 6th year marching in the parade, showing the pride of the veterans who are, by the way, still providing public service in the MTA. How fabulous is that? The group participates in monthly outreach events geared towards veterans.
And there is Persistent Systems, that group marching right there. Persistent Systems is a global leader in IT services and solutions. And through the Persistent Foundation, They tell us they're committed to creating meaningful change in the communities where they live and work. And here in the U.S., their initiatives are driven by 3 core pillars: environment, education, and community development. They are engaging in the community right now here in New York City.
Yes, exactly. If they're committed, they're persistent, so it's in the name. United National Foods Incorporated started in 1976, back then as a small natural food distributor for local grocers. Well, today they're one of the largest publicly traded wholesale distributors of healthier food options across North America.
And they've established a long-term partnership with the Defense Commissary Agency. If you are part of a military family, you've been to a military base at one point or another, you know where the commissary is, so it is important.
That's one of the first places you head to. Let's head back one final time to Stefan and Elise along the sidelines here to wrap it up for us. Go ahead.
Well, Joe, I don't know about you, Elise, but as I was standing here, you were standing here on sea level for several hours with the snow flurries falling around us. I thought about what drill sergeant used to say at basic, mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter. The problem is I'm starting to kind of mind.
We're almost there, Stefan. We're getting there. You've done it. You're doing a great job.
The 100 push-ups that Lieutenant Colonel ordered me to do kind of help keep the body temperature up. The earmuffs kind of help. Was it
That's right.
cold for you on that side of Fifth Avenue?
No, it's actually, very warm and loving, and, I could just feel all of the energy for the veterans community. So I'm fine. You're just complaining over it. No, I'm kidding.
It's been a while since I've served, so.
Well, it's been an incredible day here on Fifth Avenue, of course, with you, Stefan, once again, my battle buddy, and I wouldn't want to spend it any other way.
Always good to be out here with you every day on this day, right? And
That's
with
right.
Joe and Stephanie as well.
Oh, good to have you guys in the foxhole with us here for sure.
Stefan and Elise, you've been wonderful. I will say that the chilliness did remind me of my early enlisted days.
Okay.
At boot camp, Fort Lost in the Woods in Missouri, and our drill sergeant would always say, you got to complete the mission.
Yes.
We've completed the mission, no matter the weather. If it ain't raining, we ain't training.
There you go.
We were here.
Fort Lindenwood. I did my basic training there as well.
Oh, look at that.
Yes,
Hey,
exactly.
We call it Fort Misery, though. Fort Misery, right?
It was tough, but we survived.
Yeah.
It was
We
wonderful. And what a wonderful New York City Veterans Day Parade 2025 in the books.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stefan and Elise, for your help there along Fifth Avenue. You were great.
With all the things that you guys have gone through, we're not in a position to complain about the weather because the sacrifice for here is much less than what you guys have done mentally, physically, and every other way as well.
It's prepared us. It's been great being with you up here,
Oh,
Joe.
likewise. Thank you for having me. This is my first one, and I hope it's not my last because it was a
You
super
passed.
great experience.
Yes.
I passed, hopefully with flying colors.
Yes, and thank you all at home for watching the 2025 New York City Veterans Day Parade on ABC-7 NY. It's been great.
It's been
We'll
great.
see you next year.
Veterans, thank you for your service. Yes, we'll see you next year.